Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are a person living sugar and flour free, or someone who struggles with their weight and their relationship with food, you are in the right place. If you haven't given up sugar and flour yet, just want you to know you're missing out. And this video is all about the common fear that people have when considering a sugar and flour free lifestyle, the fear of missing out. But in this video, I'm going to share with you what you're really missing out on. And be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications because each Friday I post a new video all about how to gain peace with your food, freedom from cravings, and how to achieve extraordinary success with sustainable weight loss by living sugar and flour free and eating an abundance of healthy, real food. This lifestyle has helped me to lose 125 pounds and to keep it off easily. So I just feel really called to share this message of hope with you if you're a person like I was a couple of years ago and you feel powerless to change your unhealthy habits. There's hope. So stay tuned and reach out to me if you need some help and support. I'm a registered nurse health coach and I do one-to-one coaching. Having a health coach that has gone through it makes losing weight so much faster, easier, and way more fun. So you can sign up for a free coaching call on my website at erinharthealthcoaching.com. I want to share with you today an insight that my amazing client had. It's a thought that I find so helpful and a journaling exercise that you can do to help you to think about things in a different way. So she went on a trip with her friend, and her friend was worried about her because she thought that she was missing out by not eating sugar and flour. And this really bothered my client, So she's like, so she started to think about it more and journal, what is she really missing out on by living this lifestyle? And she'd been living sugar and flour free for a few months, and the answers she came up with were so fun. So she was missing out on knee pain, indigestion, fatigue, lack of confidence, cravings, and food thoughts. That's what she was really missing out on by living sugar and flour free. So she realized that her life was so much richer now. She felt so much better and she can enjoy her life because she was healthy and well. She could chase her dreams and really live life to its fullest. So we always talk about the FOMO, fear of missing out, but it's really JOMO, the joy of missing out. So if you are living sugar and flour free, what are you missing out on? I invite you to do this exercise and journal about what you are really missing out on by giving up sugar and flour and whether or not it's worth it to you, which I'm sure it is. So you can also ask yourself, what are you missing out on if you don't give up sugar and flour? Last week, we talked about switching from a deprivation mindset to an abundance mindset, which is so key to sustainability in this lifestyle. No one wants to feel deprived, but it can be hard to wrap your head around giving up sugar and flour, right? So I remember when I was 284 pounds, the thought of giving up sugar and flour, it seemed so overwhelming to me. But I just took it one day at a time in the beginning, and now it feels so easy and effortless. It's an amazing lifestyle. And when I started this lifestyle 2 years ago, almost to the day, I was having signs of prediabetes. And I was feeling terrible all the time. It hurt to get out of bed. I struggled to walk up one flight of stairs and put on my own socks. I felt tired all of the time. I had an amazing career and family, but I just didn't feel like I was my best self at that time. I felt like my health was holding me back from living the life that I wanted and becoming the person that I wanted to become. I have 3 beautiful little girls, and they needed their mom to be present for them physically and emotionally. My girls were my reason to change. One day I looked up into the mirror in my room and I did a double take because I didn't recognize the person in my reflection. It was so strange. But I had gotten to the point where I felt so out of control around my food. And it was devastating to my health. So as a nurse of 15 years, I've cared for many patients in the hospital who have suffered from diet-related diseases. When I worked with adults, I saw firsthand the consequences of living with obesity for those patients. And it was devastating. So that is the privilege of being a nurse. You can help people in their most desperate and vulnerable time. I saw my patients struggling because of disability, poor mobility, diet-related diseases like heart disease, stroke, and some cancers. Patients that had gone blind from diabetes. I took care of diabetic patients grieving and recovering from limb amputations because of their diet. It was so heartbreaking. And I knew that was my future if I didn't make drastic changes in my diet. It didn't just affect their quality of life, but it was also financially devastating for people because of lost time at work, hospitalizations, doctor's visits, and medications. It's expensive. And when people are struggling with their program and they're not getting results, but they tell me that they can't afford health coaching, it's just so heartbreaking because the reality is that we can't afford not to take care of our health and to invest in getting help, to take preventative measures. That was a major shift that I had, realizing that I have to invest in myself and in my health, no matter the cost, because my family and I couldn't afford not to. So I started searching and researching, and I remember searching for nurse health coaches like I am now, and I couldn't find anything. That's part of the reason that I started my business was to help people who are like I was. I felt powerless to change, but desperate for a solution. I needed a solution that was healthy. I didn't want a fad or a gimmick. I wanted something that would be sustainable. And I hated counting calories. So when I found a sugar and flour-free lifestyle with weighed meals at meal times, I felt hope. The book Bright Line Eating, it changed my life forever, and I encourage all of my clients to read it. 2 years later, as I speak to you today, I find myself a completely transformed person in every aspect, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Giving up flour and sugar was one of the best decisions that I have ever made because I gave up flour and sugar. I lost 125 pounds, but I gained peace and control with my food, freedom from cravings, freedom from obsessive food thoughts, hope, confidence to chase my dreams. And my daughters now have a mom that's energetic and fun. We have dance parties in the kitchen after dinner, and I have more to give now that the food isn't holding me back from being the person that I want to become. What am I personally missing out on by giving up sugar and flour? Well, I had to think about this, but this is what I came up with after living this way for 2 years. I am missing out on joint pain, loneliness and isolation from friends because I'm too embarrassed for people to see me. I'm missing out on guilt and shame around my eating behaviors. I am missing out on fear of the future and medical issues from diet-related diseases. I am missing out on the dieting roller coaster ride that took up so much of my time, money, and energy throughout the years. My journey, it hasn't always been easy, but it's been so worth it. If it were easy, everyone would do it, but there is a price to pay for a better life, and we have to take uncomfortable action every day. But it's possible to overcome your issues with food and to feel more energy living in a healthy-sized body. So let me ask you a question. What are you missing out on if you don't give up sugar and flour? Trust me when I say it's worth it. If you struggle with your relationship with food and your weight, believe me when I tell you that life is richer without sugar and flour. There is more to life than weight loss and food obsession. Get that weight off once and for all so that you can go and do what God put you on earth to do with the short amount of time that you have in this life. Life is so short. So please reach out to me if you need support. I'm here for you. You can schedule a free, no obligation coaching call on my website at erinharthealthcoaching.com. I'm cheering you on. I hope that you have a great week.